Hello and welcome into TalkFCB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys, to another news roundup on the channel today, simply because there are things that I need to discuss with you surrounding Messi once again and surrounding the president, Bartomeu. There is lots to discuss. First and foremost, on Lionel Messi, we are going to be discussing the big contract news that came out yesterday, a big report there and some things to clear up. And also, on Bartomeu, I mentioned it yesterday, a big interview with Barça TV. It released today, and from that, there's certainly some quotes to bring you. It's all coming up. Let's get right to it. But if we start first and foremost with that Messi news, and it's very, very important to start there simply because yesterday El Pas came out and basically started to talk about Messi's current contract. And what they said was the contract that he signed back in 2017 basically has a clause in it that means at the end of every season, Lionel Messi has the possibility of leaving the club for absolutely nothing. That's what El Pas came out yesterday. They stated that, and it's true. Apparently, it is true. In the current contract of Lionel Messi, there is a clause there that at the end of every season, he has to give the club a certain amount of notice, but if he did want to leave, if he really wanted to leave Barcelona, there is an option to opt out of that contract and leave the club for good. But what I have to stress here, before people start getting very, very worried, the key there is Messi wanting to leave. Messi wanting to leave FC Barcelona. And after spending 18 years at this club, the club now that's his home, it's not going to happen. Messi right now is not interested in leaving, and he's not just somebody who's going to up and leave, pack his bags, and run away from Barcelona overnight. It's simply not going to happen. People, of course, when this news comes out, you're thinking, oh no, that's not good. I'm not going to sleep well at night knowing that Messi could leave Barca, and of course it's not really a nice situation that we're in here with Messi, but at the end of the day it's not something to stress over about because he's not going to leave. He is not in the frame of mind right now to leave Barcelona. He doesn't want to. Barca is his home. It's not only his home, but it's his wife's home, it's his children's home. They go to school there, they're in the Barcelona Academy. Barcelona has become Lionel Messi's entire life. It really, really has, and it's for that reason really why it always puzzles me that people think that Messi's just going to get out of Barcelona, just going to leave at any opportunity. It's simply not going to happen. Because yes, in the short term, right now, under Valverde, under Bartomeu, things aren't great. Certainly, things are not moving in the right direction in many ways. And you could understand if Messi was unhappy, and you could even understand if he wanted to leave the club. And to be honest, if Messi came out and said, look, I'm unhappy, I don't like what's happening right now, I want to leave, I think we'd all stand back and say, you know what, you've done so much throughout your career here, you've earned the right to say, look, I want to go. And we'd all hold our hands up and wish him the very best of luck. But let's not forget here, Messi is not unhappy. Messi has not been coming out publicly stating that discontent, even when perhaps we've actually been looking to Messi to come out and say, things aren't good, things aren't right, I'm not happy with Valverde, I'm not happy with Bartomeu. He hasn't actually done that. Messi never at any point has spoken out about Valverde. He's never spoken out about Bartomeu. He's not unhappy right now at Barcelona. And for me, looking at this, there's no reason to believe right now at all that his time at Barcelona is coming to an end. Because let's face it, this here is a contract that he signed back in 2017 with the option to leave every single summer since that moment. And has he? No. Has he thought about it? No, he hasn't. Even Gerard Piqué, just yesterday as well, he came out, he was asked in an interview about this clause that Messi has, and Piqué said, yeah, we know about it, we know about that clause, we all know that Messi could leave at the end of each season, but we all know about Messi's commitment to Barcelona. It doesn't worry me. Piqué said there, it doesn't worry me in the slightest. He said Messi, though, has earned the right to be able to choose whatever he wants to do with his future. After everything he's given the club, he's earned that right. But no, we're not concerned. And I think Piqué there is absolutely right. Messi, for me, the only reason that he would have that clause, the only reason that's in the contract, for me, looking at this, it's only because of Newell's Old Boys. It's only because at some point in his career, at some point as it goes on, he is looking to return to Argentina. That is something that could happen. He could leave Barcelona to join Newell's, the club, of course, that he grew up with. That could happen at some point in the future, but not yet. And right now, that's the only reason why that clause is there. Just like it was with Xavi, just like it was with Iniesta, they had a little clause in their contract that could allow them to leave for new adventures much, much further afield. But to think here that Messi is going to leave to a club in Europe, I just simply do not see it happening. And also, it's worth bearing in mind, guys, this current contract, of course, comes to an end in 2020 with these current terms. That is looking to be renewed renewed. Bartomeu desperately wants to renew Lionel Messi, and there's every chance that when he's renewed, maybe there won't be a clause, maybe there'll be a different type of clause, maybe it'll be a clause for only maybe clubs further afield, maybe clubs outside of Europe that Messi could leave to. But at the end of the day, Messi right now, he's very comfortable in Barcelona. He is Mr. Barcelona. Barcelona is very much his life, and I would certainly expect to see him continue here for the foreseeable future. And indeed, on the subject right now of Messi, and given everything we discussed yesterday about Messi being angry with Bartomeu reportedly over Neymar, we said, of course, that didn't really make a lot of sense, and Bartomeu came out today in that interview with Barça TV, and straight away also put that to bed. Straight away he said, look, Messi did not ask for Neymar. Messi did not say anything. The dressing room, he said, have no impact on signings. They don't ask for players. They don't have any driving motivation there. They are not a part of these transfers. The dressing room are not involved. Bartomeu, very, very intent on that. He said that Neymar was a market opportunity for us. He was an extra. He was somebody who we felt, let's just try it. Let's see if it works. He said they opened the door. They went to Paris Saint-Germain. They tried to negotiate. They said they did everything possible to get Neymar this summer. But in the end, Bartomeu said we could not match the demands that PSG wanted to sign Neymar Jr. He also went on to say, in January, there are no plans whatsoever to reignite those negotiations and try for Neymar once again, but he didn't rule out a future move there beyond January, looking at that Neymar deal. He said, I can't rule out anything right now. I can't rule out signing Neymar in the future if there is a possibility, but we haven't started planning yet for next summer. And he did go on to say, we were not the only club interested in Neymar. He said Real Madrid also were interested, and 3 or 4 clubs in total were interested in him too. But of course, we have faith now in the players that we have. He spoke about Dembele. He said Dembele has a big desire now to succeed at Barcelona. He said Dembele's staying, of course. We have our faith in him, and he now has to succeed. And he believes, of course, that Dembele can do that. And it was also interesting to hear Bartomeu talking there about Dembele, like I say, but also then going on to say, in the negotiations with Paris Saint-Germain, Bartomeu felt as though PSG were assuming that Barcelona were going to put certain players in exchange. He said that PSG were asking for this player and this player on loan and this player they were going to pay his salary. And Bartomeu said there, we saw that as unassuming. We never offered PSG many of those players, and it was all just assumed that was the way that it was going to go. And I think that there may be true, but it also may be Bartomeu just covering himself a little bit. He doesn't want to make it look as though he's trying to force those players out of the door now they're staying at the club. And also, interestingly as well, he did speak there about Antoine Griezmann signing. He said, look, the dressing room, like I say, they didn't have impact there in the signings, but they also didn't have any impact in the Griezmann signing. He said nobody in that dressing room refused the signing. Nobody was unhappy. Everybody was happy there to welcome Griezmann to Barcelona. He also went on there to talk about the plans for the new Camp Nou. Of course, we have seen the new mini-estadi that was now going to be demolished and is now the Johan Cruyff Arena. That's, of course, where Barcelona B play and also the Barcelona women's team. But he then spoke about the new Camp Nou, of course, the new stadium that's going to be remodelled, that's going to be upgraded, really, in and around the Camp Nou there. Also, the grounds around it are going to improve. That should have started by now, and it's a big operation. But Bartomeu says there, the remodelling of the Camp Nou will begin next summer. That is the confirmed start date there for the work on the new Camp Nou, and it will be finished by 2024. He said Espai Barça is a project of the club, not the board. It's not just something that we want to do, it's what the club wants to do as a whole. And he also there tried to calm people's nerves about this debt the club currently has. He said the debt at the club is completely normal. A lot of football clubs have this level of debt. It is not something that we should be worried about right now. And of course, Bartomeu there is hoping that we're going to take his word for that. He spoke about revenue, he spoke about all that kind of thing. But right now, the big message here from Bartomeu today, he spoke about many operations, he spoke about Neymar, but of course, the one thing to take note of, Messi did not request Neymar. That's what Bartomeu is saying. And the dressing room do not have that influence in transfers. They are not an influence into the board's decisions. And if that's true, that is a good thing. For me, when you're a football club, when you have a sporting idea, when you have a sporting operation, and you have a board of directors there making those decisions, they're the ones who should be making them. You shouldn't be inviting the players on board. They are out there to play football. They're out there to do their work on the field. They shouldn't really be getting involved in the off-the-field activities. That's what I've always believed, whether it be Barcelona or any other club. So for me, the players focus on the playing. The players there are out on the field doing their job. And the board, they should have a good enough team there to get the job done, to get those negotiations done, and to understand what we need. And without the help there of the players getting involved, without the dressing room making those decisions for them. And according to Bartomeu, Messi is not not involved. So that there, guys, is the day's news, of course. I wanted to really clear up that Messi news. Of course, we never want to hear about Messi leaving the club, and for that reason I wanted to bring that to you and give you it as I see it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you see Messi's future at Barcelona? I'm absolutely sure that you do. And what's your thoughts there on Bartomeu's comments? He's not somebody that is always transparent. He's not somebody that you can always put your faith in. But what's your thoughts on what he's had to say today? Please get involved in the comments down below. And of course, guys, I'll be seeing you soon with more videos. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.